All right, folks, welcome to the second and final quarter on this morning. Now, the all-important campaign for Made in Nigeria products and services is in the air. The flag off is built for December 4th through the 5th at the Tafawa Balewa Square here in Lagos. I have three members of the team to help sweet sell Made in Nigeria products and services. Mrs. Okpewe Omololu is, by definition, Director, Commodities and Products Inspectorate Department at the Ministry of Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Madam, I welcome you.
Thank you very much.
There's also Umar Goni Ahmed, Assistant Director, assists Madam. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And of course, the man who says he's made in Nigeria himself, William Ihadacho.
Good morning.
He's a consultant too.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm particularly happy none of you is wearing anything made by Onyibo. Otherwise, I would have started from there. But I'm like, yeah, Made in Nigeria, laudable campaign. But our trouble is, that's on this part, our trouble on this side, is that those of you in government promote made overseas, you import them. So the music is about to change. It's a tall order. How do you go about it?
Well, we have so many programs that had been on as regards campaign for Made in Nigeria. And it is actually a deliberate effort of federal government to ensure that the masses actually consume the goods and services produced in Nigeria in terms of to increase industrialization. And actually, we've done so much. We've done the flag off in Kano, and we have also done the press launch to inform the masses about it, because federal government believes that by that we will definitely kind of discourage the penchant for import goods that Nigerians are known to have, and then we consume what we produce, so that at least at the long run there will be increase in employment, the foreign exchange will be conserved, and Nigeria will move up in terms of economy and become one of the best in the world. But so far...
Because at the time we were one of the best.
Yeah, but we actually towing towards that line now, especially with the ease of doing business with government. Government is trying to make business operations easier in government, and then for the Nigerians now to consume what is being produced in the country.
Yeah. I'm tempted to ask, very tempted to ask Williams, when last did you chew a grown-in Nigeria chicken?
Well, let me just put the record straight.
Put it straight.
Yes. For the past close to 5 years, I've not driven any imported vehicle. I drive innocent. Everybody knows that. And it's branded. I wear Made in Nigeria shoes.
Don't advertise anything here.
Okay,
it's okay, yeah.
All right, but we encourage our people. We have leading brands. We are not advertising them. It's part of the campaign. I eat strictly Made in Nigeria chicken, either from the poultry or native fowl. And we have been running the campaign in the ministry in spirit and in truth, because people don't really listen to what you say. They watch what you do, and they feel you, whether you're a hypocrite. And we actually live our life to the best of our ability, exhibiting and expressing that which we are championing, because very many people will ask you, if you are criticizing, I'll be on TV, and they are lashed out to elites. So they will ask me all manner of questions, and I can take them on from the kitchen value chain to the garage, totally even to your boxer and your singlet. So we have to really practice what we preach, and that has been a major definition of our lifestyle concerning the Made in Nigeria campaign in the ministry.
When I told Madam we were there before, she didn't seem quite convinced.
Yes.
Williams's Aba should have been the Japan of Nigeria. We tout that so much, and I'm wondering why not. And your Kano up there should have been a hub. So we are making our ways back. Is it easy?
Well, thank you very much. It's very, very glaring to know, and it's pertinent to mention here that, like for Kano, it's good that you made an example with Kano. You can see Kano, I mean Lagos State particularly, you know, with the kind of, you know, capacity that it has for milling. A typical example you can see is the partnership that the present governor, Ambode, His Excellency, is partnering with Kebbi State government, particularly on the issue of branding Nigerian rice. They source for their paddy rice from Kebbi all the way, and they bring it down to Lagos here particularly, and they mill it and they brand it Nigerian rice. And you can see quite recently the number of competition between Nigerian rice and the Thailand rice. It's very, very, very slim. It's very, very close. People are now, more than before, more than ever, patronizing made in Nigerian rice as against the Thailand rice or the Indian rice that floats into this market. And through this venture, you can see that Nigeria has saved more than 16 billion, I can tell you authoritatively, you know, from the import of rice into this country. And that goes to show that Nigerians are now really, really interested in patronizing what is being produced in Nigeria. And again, on the other part, you can also see from the 41 items that CBN banned from importation into this country. At that particular period, you discover that most of the industries now started looking inwards of sourcing for their raw materials. And you can see with that, that led to, you know, conservation of foreign exchange into this country. And apart from that, again, you can also see that the policies of government is favoring most of these industries. The enabling environment is being, created for them to also key into these government policies, and they're taking advantage of it.
All right, we have a caller on the line. Let's bring him on. Please, Dominic is on the line. Please feel welcome.
Hello, good morning, John.
Yeah, welcome.
Let me help the question you asked.
Okay.
I came from the southeast. Can you hear me?
We are on.
I came from the southeast. I am a shoemaker by profession. Before, if you're coming from the southeast, I came from Aba. As you go to school, you go to your uncle's area to practice shoemaking. I'm a shoemaker before I went to school. By 1980, UNDP has predicted that Aba will be the China of Nigeria by year 2000. It's when the politician came and destroyed that policy, especially the governor from Abia State, Ochikan precisely. Instead of him to build his doctoral hangout in Aba, he built faculty and criminology and keep that industry. But let me say this, we don't need to advertise made in Nigeria. What we need is to create environment. Nigerians are very, very creative. If you go to Aba, we create everything. Go to Aba, from shoe to pot to everything. What we need is not this campaign on television. We need to create power. If there's power, everybody will be doing one thing or the other. And if what we do here can compete what is done in Japan, in Dubai, in China.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very kindly. Madam, you see, his voice was rising.
Yeah.
So at the base is power.
Yeah.
Power and power.
Mr. Dominic, without missing words, the federal government is very much aware of the lack of infrastructure. And as at now, you should have listened to the Minister of Works, Mines and Power that they are actually increasing the megawatts for power consumption in Nigeria. It's part of the ease of doing business that Nigeria government is trying to generate. So you find out that if this campaign is not on, even if you have the light, if you have the energy you're producing and nobody is buying what you're producing, definitely you will pack up one day. But what we are saying is that even the little that you are producing, we don't want Nigerians to have their penchant for imports again, but for them to look inwards. That little that you are producing should be encouraged. We want to encourage them.
Let me give you a little challenge, and the two gentlemen here would say yes to this. The problem is more with the women. Maybe you don't see what I'm saying.
You see, the women can never be the problem in this country.
Ask me how.
Okay, how?
Their hunger for foreign goods is gargantuan.
You could find out that maybe you are being a bit male chauvinistic or something. That's why you're saying that women. Men are even the one that will prefer to buy the most expensive thing because they buy one in 10 years. They will not want to replace. But women, we are the one that buy this type of material. We are the one that do not allow
outside of this country.
No, made
that
with
are made outside of this
made
country.
in Nigeria.
Oh, really?
That is what we are trying to encourage the women to do now. Yeah. And you find out that most of the SMEs we are bringing to the Tafawa Balewa Square, actually most of them are women.
All right, just pause a little. George from Victoria Island. George, welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I want to say I'm a businessman, and on this made in Nigeria goods, the first thing I would want to suggest is if our government can stop importation for 5 years, importation in all angles, not in some particular aspect. They can stop importation for just 5 years. This country will move forward in made in Nigeria goods.
Yeah.
Because the inferior products coming from China and other parts of the country, other parts of the world are actually spoiling the whole thing. Then secondly, another thing that can make this country to move forward, not just in made in Nigeria goods, but in every other place, is law and order. If law and order can work in Lagos, for example, the whole country is safe. Because Lagos is the bone of the backbone of the country.
Is a hub. Many thanks, sir. Many thanks.
Yeah. You see,
need I say more?
Yes. Let me.
The reason why we actually brought in the Buy Made in Nigeria campaign is to Lagos now is because federal government realizes that it's one of the backbones of the economy of this country. And from all indication, what he's saying is that goods and services should be banned. We should ban importation. You know, the truth about it is that when you have signed trade policy with so many countries, multilateral and bilateral, there are some things you don't do. There are some things you don't do. But Nigeria has actually curtailed the importation of goods and services coming into the country. The only problem we have is in terms of our porous borders that goods are smuggled into the country. But I believe that the NCS, they are capable of blocking that aspect and ensuring that that area is controlled. But as it is, the federal government is ensuring that goods and services that can be produced in the country
must be patronized.
And they are actually banning those ones.
And the quality
and standards are there. Yeah.
Okay, I have Nai. Nai is reaching us from Jos Plateau. Nai, welcome.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Welcome.
I would like to start from where Madam just ended now. The quality. The quality is the issue now. Because if we look at it, we discover our elites, our rulers always pronounce these policies that make for us dead on arrival. What do I mean? They don't even practice it. If you doubt me, go back and check yesterday's Federal Executive Council. Count how many of them had made in Nigeria goods. Now we are left to see as martyrs that these policies are just made for us. And so the products, the quality of the products are not even techniques. Talk about services. Our education here, if we are to patronize the services of our education here, it's just for those of us that cannot afford the big ones, because even those in the helm of affairs of our institutions send their children abroad, putting their in doubt of the quality of the services here. Unless and until our rulers make it a policy to patronize their policies and make us look as if they are viable.
Thank you. The message is simple. Practice what you preach.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yes. Well, first of all, let me tell her that the regulatory agencies, such as Standard Organization of Nigeria, are very effective, efficient. They are executing their mandates according to the scope to which they are supposed to, handle, and therefore the issue of quality is being addressed. I mean, maybe because it has not been really been entrenched in the media so much, but I know the publicity is out there. People should also try to find out more information about that. That is that.
Then in addition, in addition to that.
Sorry, are you done?
It's okay, go ahead.
Okay.
In addition to that, you find out that when you talk of quality and standards, this Made in Nigeria campaign, the federal government had gone ahead now to constitute a committee to ensure that the quality of what is to be brought to Tafawa Balewa on the 4th and 5th is of the best international. And it's, in fact, most of them are export ready.
Can you, in all honesty, say that the committee is a qualitative one?
Yes, the committee is a qualitative one. And even the the ministry is championing going to all the ministries to patronize. Because you see, if the Rome was not built in a day,
you can see Rome in a day.
We all know what happened to China products. Yeah. When China products were being brought to this country, once you buy the phone we have everything, within 1 year is gone. But we kept on patronizing. All we are saying is encourage what is being done in here. The mistakes can be corrected and the quality will get there. If you don't start now, they keep on producing, they are not being patronized, they will be discouraged and they close up. That's the truth. Anything that is produced needs to be reviewed until it is perfected. All we are saying is, Nigerians, why don't you look inwards before you think of outside?
But nobody will quarrel, Williams, nobody will quarrel with the creative inventiveness of Nigerians. But again, you talk about fake goods. Yes. We have this penchant, you know, this penchant for being the bus stop for fake goods.
Let me tell you something, taking cue from my people here. Recently, Standard Organization busted a cabal that brought in 8 billion naira worth of substandard cables labeled made in Nigeria, realizing that one of the flagship products that Nigeria is made and known for is electrical cables. We have the best in the world. They brought a very prime brand, labeled it made in Nigeria, and had NIS stamp on it. You can go Google it. They did that. Then some other group of people, close to 40-something billion naira worth of goods, they were changing the expiry date. Standard Organization did that busting. In fact, in the past 1 year, they have done wonderful work. Now, let me tell you the problem we have. And I want to say it very clearly on TV. The bulk of the products you have as fake products are not made in Nigeria. Nigeria makes the best shoes. We make good shirts.
Yeah, but they are brought in by Nigerians.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, don't wish that away.
Yes, no, don't wish away.
Oh, yeah.
Every nation has its own bad people.
Oh,
people clone in America, in Hong Kong, everywhere. In fact, China is known, it's on record, is the largest counterfeiting place on earth. So you can.
But we don't hope to beat them.
No, we don't want to beat them. Yeah. But Nigerian industrialists are very good. I've never seen any fake made in Nigeria drug by the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. It doesn't happen. We know that. And Nigerian vehicles are strong. Made in Nigeria. Yes, they are made in Nigeria. Very strong. Okay. So the things we specialize in.
You are closing as you say that here.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm closing. Yeah. I just wanted to talk the issue.
No, you are closing. Go on.
On issue of women. Women are the chief purchasing officers of every home. So I want to appeal to them.
Yes.
That we need them in the campaign. I don't want to compare a consumption pattern, but I just want to show that they are a critical structure in the media.
Even if the husbands don't want, the women go worry the men.
Yes, so we are recruiting them to be vanguards of the Made in Nigeria campaign. Even in the offices, the women, they influence.
Omar, how do you close?
Well, let us not forget that there are so many frontiers through which government is doing this advocacy. Like of recent, there's a directive that all the procurements of the ministries, departments, and agencies of government must ensure that 40% must be local content. That is to say, like the uniform, services, the immigration, the customs, the civil defense, their belts, their berets, their boots must be bought, will be sourced locally from Nigeria. And you can see that government is leading by example. It's for the private sector also to key into this drive and to ensure that this campaign for Made in Nigeria is also being addressed holistically. And then again, I want to also say that the campaign for this campaign and flag of Made in Nigeria is something that is being acceptable by Nigerians. It is also reliable. It is dependable by the industries and manufacturers.
Yeah.
You know, it is something that is implementable.
Yeah, Omar, but it goes beyond sloganeering, you know. Madam, how do you close quickly?
Well, I'll close with the comments on women.
Okay.
And just to make them to realize that most of the materials being produced in Nigeria are being taken out of this country and then labeled as if they are imported goods. And then we now start patronizing them and buying. So let us look inwards. We have the best materials here in Nigeria.
Thank you. All right, on that note, we cannot but thank Umar Goni Ahmed. Many thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Madam is Okpewe Omololu, right?
Thank you very
much.
And
made in Nigerian man is William Ihanacho.
Thank you very much, but you didn't tell me your name.
Oh, I am Jones Hussein.
Good.
Made in Nigeria.
God bless you.
You want me to remove the Jones? I will after this show. but let's say this. The trouble with parboiled rice, I've been told, authoritatively, is you can't keep it over 24 hours. Try lake rice, which is not parboiled.
Yeah.
It will stay and stay. That's the difference.
Sweeter. On
this note, let me sign off. There's another program tomorrow. Take care of yourself. On behalf of the Backroom Boys, I say good morning.